You're ready here.
Hello. Welcome. Do some yoga today in the wood element because it's spring here in the Northeast. I know it's some other season in Costa Rica, but we're going to do some wood element. So wood is after water. So we look at the element chart and we have fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. So wood is fed by water, and it's the liver and gallbladder meridian. So we're going to start with just tracing the meridians just to kind of become acquainted with them. So we'll start with the liver meridian, which starts down on the lateral edge of the big toenail, and you're just going to trace up the top of the foot, the inside of the calf, all the way up into the groin, and then coming slightly out towards the low ribs, but then slightly in just to the bottom of the chest. And we'll do that a couple more times. So big toenail on the inside, to up the middle of the leg, all the way up, middle to the out ribs, and then up to the center. So the liver meridian is the yin, the inside. And then the other wood element meridian is gallbladder, and that's the outside. So it starts at the outside edge of the eyebrows, and we're just going to gently kind of sweep back on the hair in front because it zigzags over the ears, and then back again, and then sweep down on the outside of the chest towards the low ribs, back in front towards the hips, kind of zigzags, and then down the outside of the legs, all the way down to the outside of the second toe next to the pinky. And then we'll do that again 2 more times. So I think of this as wash your hair and then come down all the way down the outside. And then one last time, zigzag on the head. And it's the outside. So I think of the wood element as a tree in my mind. And this is like the outer bark, the yang side. Come on up, and we're just going to let ourselves rest in a little bit of a meditation for a moment. We just connected and tuned into those meridians. Try to relax the jaw, the face. And start to bring the breath into the low belly. So just notice where you're breathing into right now. And see if you can, instead of breathing up into the shoulders or the collarbones, if you can send the breath down into the low belly. You can bring your hands down there. Expanding the low belly into the hands like a balloon. This is diaphragmatic breathing. We're really using the expansion of the diaphragm and noticing the movement in the belly. And then bring one hand over the heart and the other hand stays over the belly. We're tuning into the feeling of the heartbeat under one hand and the breath under the other. Settling the mind and the body. And we're going to take just one long hum to Share the sound and the vibration of sound and let it resonate through the entire body. So as you inhale, fill the belly, hum, exhale with the mouth closed. Mm. And bringing your hands to the tops of your knees. We'll start with a little cat cow. Inhale, lift the chest, draw the shoulders back, lift the chin. Exhale, bring the chin down to the chest, pull the belly button back to the spine, round the shoulders. Inhale, coming forward. And then wave through the spine. Exhale, back. Continue following your breath in and out, awakening the spine, moving at your own pace. You can play with the pressure of the hands on the legs, helping that to traction forward and back. And then if you want to just do a little freestyle, following the rib cage around in a circle, just exploring any range of motion that you'd like to. And let the breath lead you. So follow the inhale and the exhale. And then change directions. We'll come to the center and take the left hand and slide it behind the back. Kind of roll that shoulder back a little, make sure it's comfortable. The right hand can grab the fingertips and kind of pull it over and pin it to the opposite hip. And now lean your right ear towards the right shoulder. So we're kind of opening up this side of the neck, feel it around the ear. If you want to lift your chin a little or lower, just to find the stretch that really feels best to you. Just moving slowly if you do change positions. Try to breathe into the stretch. And then slowly release the arm, press your head back up, and rest for just a moment, noticing the difference between the sides. I can definitely see one shoulder is lower than the other on you. And we'll take the other hand, so take the right hand and slide it behind the back, take the left hand and pull it on over, pin it over, make sure your shoulder feels comfortable to start. And then leaning away towards your left. And lift the head maybe, or lower the chin. Just move really slowly. This feels really good in my ear right now. Imagining ear stretch. I'd say my body never responds to the same stretch the same way. Just depends on the day. And I'm just holding this a little longer because it feels great. You can stay as long as you'd like. And when you're ready to, you can press your face back up, release the hands, and just let your arms come down. Cool. All right, let's stand up. So we're gonna put the chair off to the side. And find your feet on the ground. Find your base. So rock back and forth on the feet, spread the toes, reach the heel back, just like really trying to grip the ground. And that activates actually your kidney 1. So that's the point at the very base of the foot. And it's like you're kind of suctioning that into the earth. That brings up energy from the kidney meridian, which feeds the wood meridian, which is what we're focusing on. So stand in your mountain pose, root down into your feet, activate your legs, feel the kneecaps slightly pulling up. Feel the strength of your core, activate a little bit of engagement. And try not to puff the chest forward. Try to bring the rib cage in, knitting the ribs in, getting the activation of the core. Inhale, lift the arms up. Maybe look up between the hands, reach through the fingertips, and feel the opposite stretch up through the fingertips and reach down through the feet. So you're expanding between heaven and earth. And then opening the arms, soft knees, dive forward, keep a flat back as you come down, sweeping the floor. Let the head drop. Slowly inhale, lift the chest, look forward, halfway lift, reach nose forward, and then come back down. One more halfway lift. So slowly start to inhale, slide the hands up the shins, reach, and then fold back down. Soft knees, open arms, lift as you inhale. And exhale, hands to heart. So we're going to take a side bend, but a little different today. So bring your feet together, soften your knees, and you're going to you're going to lift your left foot up and step it back and across, just not too far. And then lifting the arms up, grab the left wrist and side bend. So really getting through the side body, the gallbladder meridian. And again, you can look up or down. The angle of your gaze will inform subtle change in the stretch. And then slowly, hands to heart and come back to center. Arms by your side. And then we'll step the right foot back, so soft knees, reach the right toes back and across. Lift the arms, grab the right wrist, and side bend, breathing into the side body. Seeing what subtle changes you can make to deepen it. Maybe rooting more down into the back toes or lifting the gaze slightly. Or bringing it more forward by looking down. And then slowly come on up. Hands by your side. Rock back and forth on the feet, coming into your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive forward, soft knees. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. When we're halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees and wiggle your feet apart a couple of inches. So toe heel their feet a little wider than your hips. Grab opposite elbow with opposite hand and let your head hang down. You're going to rock side to side slowly, making a bit of a figure 8 in the air above you with your hips. Let your head just really hang. You can shake your head yes or no. Then release the arms, soften the knees, and roll your way up. One vertebrae at a time. And step the feet together. Palms forward. So the muscles that we may kind of use for the liver gallbladder today are the rhomboids. So if you bring your palms up, the rhomboids are located between the shoulder blades on the upper spine. So you can squeeze the shoulder blades back and activate the rhomboids. That's for the liver. And then the other liver muscle that we may look at is the pec major sternal, thumbs down. So palms turn in, backs of the hands turn in, and then push down and out. And that's the pec major sternal muscle, also associated with the liver. And then the gallbladder meridian that we might look at today is the anterior deltoid, so palms facing down and just lowering the hands. And that's the anterior deltoid, the front of the shoulder. So coming into warrior one, we're going to step the right foot forward and the left foot back as kind of wide as you can. Comfortably hold the pose. And your hips are facing forward. So turn your whole torso and hips so that it's square ahead. And you can widen your feet. So a traditional warrior one, the feet are on a tightrope, but putting them on train tracks makes it a bit easier. And then bending into the front knee, maybe slide the back foot back if you feel like you can deepen it. And that back heel can come up or out. Find a good angle for your joints and bring the arms up. So reaching your energy back into the back heel to help lift the chest. So as you anchor down into the back heel, that's going to help activate that whole muscular line that lifts the chest. And so warrior one, drop the shoulders, try to turn the elbows forward a bit, opening up the space in the neck. And then we'll take the pec major clavicular. So take the hands and then start to turn the palms down and the thumbs down. And then we'll press back and open. And imagine as you lift the chest and press back, you're rooting into that back heel a little more. So inhale, come up. Exhale, press back. One more time. Pressing back, activating the chest. Now turn the palms forward. And we're going to come to warrior three from here. Bring the weight into the front foot. Lift the back toes. And keep the back toes pointing. Don't let them turn out. Start to lift the back heel. Good. Lift the chest. Squeeze the rhomboids. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Yes, you're flying. Come on back and step down, hands on the hips. That was fun. Now, with the hands on the hips, you can narrow your stance a bit, not as wide, because we're coming into pyramid. So hinge at the hips, bring the chest forward, and then you can bring your hands down to the floor in front of you and let your nose drop towards your shin. If the floor is too far away and you can't reach, you can always bring your chair in front of you and just come down as far as you'd like. So try to pull your left hip forward a bit and press into the right toes to push your right hip up. So you want to square your hips a little bit more. So your left hip is a little high. You're doing, all right, that looks better. Pull the belly in to kind of square the hips. Now what we're going to do is a twist. So try to soften the front knee slightly, place the left hand on the ground, and bring your right hand to your hip. Start to pivot the spine, reaching the crown of the head forward, and as if you're on, your spine's on an axis, you're going to spin the heart towards your right. And then maybe lift the arm up to the sky. If that's too much, keep the hand on the hip. Focus on reaching the crown of your head forward and pulling the hips back. And then slowly come back down. Hands in front of you. Step the left foot forward. And then slowly rise up. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, hands to heart. And then we'll step the right foot back. Hands on the hips and find your warrior one. Chest and hips facing straight forward. Yep. And the back heel, make sure it's comfortable. And then bending into that front knee. Arms come up overhead, warrior one. So warrior one is one of the most challenging poses, even though it feels very simple. We're really activating the psoas. This gets your heart rate going. It's really good for overall circulation in the body. So we could hold this for a couple of minutes and you'd really feel the challenge of it cardiovascularly. We're going to take the hands forward, thumbs come down, backs of the hands towards each other. Inhale, and then exhale, press back, lift the chest. Really root into the feet. Inhale, come up. Exhale, press down and back. One more inhale. And exhale, down and back. Turn the palms forward. We're going to fly now. Shift your weight into the left foot. And then start to come forward. Lift the back heel. Activate the back body as if you're squeezing the back muscles, and then lower the chest any amount. That standing leg can have a soft bend if need be. And then step back. Hands on the hips. Narrow your stance a bit. Bring your back leg in slightly. And then hinge forward for pyramid pose. Pulling the left hip back and right hip forward as you go down. Try to keep the hips flat. Then let the head come down. Hands to the floor or chair. And just continue to draw the left hip back, right hip forward. Let the forehead drop to the shin. And elongate the spine as if the crown of the head is reaching to the big toe. Find your breath. Then the right hand, you can come to the fingertips or keep it flat on the ground. Left hand to the hips. Start to lift the chest, reach the crown of the head forward, and then pivoting so that the chest starts to circle. Do you see the cat has my hair right now? It's really bad. Sorry. Spin so that your left hand comes up. Okay, and slowly bring your hands to the ground. You can step forward. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands to heart. I don't know if you saw that, but I got my ponytail ripped out by my cat. He's not allowed in the room next week. All right, mountain pose. Rock back and forth. And then we're gonna sit down into half chair. So not all the way, bend the knees. Lift the right heel from the ground and then cross the heel, the ankle over the opposite knee. So this is a figure 4 stretch. And then hands come to heart. And start to sink down, lowering the elbows towards the ankle and knee. Good. And you can stay here. You can hold onto your chair if you want. If you want to, you can slowly start to bow forwards and let your hands come towards the ground, letting the head drop. Reaching the fingertips towards the earth if that feels good. And gently coming back up the way you went in. Step down. Inhale, reach the arms high. And exhale, hands to heart. Arms by your side. Take a moment. And then we'll do the other side. So soften the knees. And then bring the left foot up, crossing the ankle over the knee. Keep the foot slightly flexed. Hands to heart. Staying here or lowering. Taking your time. And if you want to, you can start to fold over. Maybe straighten the standing leg. Maybe let the hands come down towards the ground or keep them at the heart. Anything, any level of this that you want to stay at. Holding onto the chair if you need. And slowly come on back up. Arms by your side, rock back and forth. You can close your eyes if you want. When I think about wood element, I always think of a tree. And in a healthy, balanced state, it's standing tall, taking up room, allowed to kind of be. So picture your own standing tree. The other thing about wood is that flexibility is key to healthiness too. So being able to sway and bend, you're not rigid. We're going to step the feet apart, hands to heart, and squat down into goddess pose. So your knees, check down and make sure your knees are over your ankles or almost there. Lift your toes. And just let the hips sink down. Sorry about that. And then take your hands to your hips, fingertips pointing towards the inside, and just start to lean a little bit towards the right. And then lean a little bit towards the left, opening up the QL and the hips. Come back to center. Open the arms out like a field goal. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lion's breath, tongue to the chin, make a scary face. Inhale, exhale. Every last drop of old energy coming up. One more. Good, hands to the hips, straighten and turn the toes in. I'm going to come kind of at an angle here, but you can stay where you are. So feet wide, and you're going to spin your right toes out and bend into warrior two. So arms open, gaze toward the right fingertips. Flip the palms up, bend the elbows down towards the hips. And you're just gonna squeeze and circle the shoulders up and back, using the hands to reaching the thumbs back to kind of deepen the engagement of the shoulders. And again, you can keep it pretty easy. So we're getting into the shoulders, rhomboids. Now from warrior two, open the arms back out again. We're going to come into half moon. So it's similar to warrior three that we did before, but it's open. So what we're going to do is start to tilt the chest, keep the arms wide, toe heel the back foot in. And what you're going to do is reach the fingertips towards the ground, flex the back foot, start to lift the back heel. Flex that back foot, so pull the toes, yep. Spin the toes up towards the ceiling a little bit. Excellent, so step back into your warrior two now. Perfect. You pivot the toes in, and then pivot the left toes out. So warrior two. Spin the palms up, elbows down. Get into the shoulders, clean them out. Inhale, lift, exhale, squeeze back and down. Use your hands, the movement of the palms to really get into the collarbones, shoulders. Opening it up. Now reach out, warrior two. Start to reach forward. And you can come any amount you'd like. You can keep your half moon like this, lifting the foot off the floor, flex the foot, or you can come like a compass in all four directions. So you're reaching, flexing the back toes, spinning the heart forward, and then gently step back. Warrior two. Whew. Hands to the hips, straighten the front toes, turn in, step feet together. Heart rates come up a bit. That was excellent. And then we'll come into eagle. So like the figure four stretch, we're going to soften the knees. Bring the right leg up and over and cross the legs. So you're trying to reach the toes to the back of the left ankle. Now bring the right arm under the left And you can grab your shoulder blades and kind of walk your fingertips, trying to reach back to the edges of the shoulder blades. Sit down a little more, lift the chest. And if you'd like to lift the hands up, you can either press the backs of the hands together or take a double twist and try to press the palms together. Lift the elbows, sink your hips, and slowly unwind. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, hands to heart. Arms by your side. Just kind of rock, let it out. So we went from an expansion of the half moon to a contraction of the eagle pose. So it's gallbladder yang, liver yin. So we're going to take the other side now. Soften the knees, lift the left knee, cross over, really wrap. And if that's really hard for you, you can take the figure 4. Bring your left arm under the right, wrap the fingertips over the shoulder blades. And then you can stay there or lift the hands for a cross. Twisting everything up. Sink the hips, lift the chest, and let your gaze reach forward. Like an eagle, your focus and your drishti, your gaze, stay solid. Slowly unwind, step the feet together, inhale, arms up, and exhale, hands to heart. Arms by your side. A little challenging today. How are you doing? You feeling okay? All right. We're going to do one more standing pose. And there's a few variations to it. So we'll start with bending the right knee. And as you know, you can always stay right here. If you want to lift the knee and grab the knee with the opposite hand, we're going to reach back with the right arm. So pull the belly in, lift the chest, reach back. And this is challenging enough. But if you feel like you can slide those left peace fingers onto the big toe of the right hand, of the right foot, you can start to kick the heel forward. If that's too much, keep your hand on the knee. If you're kicking forward, really imagine as if we were doing that twisting pyramid pose earlier. Pulling the hips to square. Slowly come on back. Grab the knee and set it down. March it out. Reach down into the feet, rock back and forth, reconnect. And bending the left knee. Again, you can stay here and take the twist, right? You don't have to take the foot off the ground, but if you want to lift the knee up, grab the knee with the opposite hand, start to reach back. Keep your gaze on that left thumb, or try to reach your gaze back as far as your thumb. And then if you can, reach down for the big toe with your peace fingers. And option to kick forward through the heel. Wherever you are, rooting down to that standing foot, reaching back with your gaze. Gently bring it in. You can give your knee a squeeze if you'd like. Step it down, march it out. Inhale, arms high. And exhale, hands to heart. And widen your feet, hands to hips, and hinge forward, letting the head go, hands to the ground. And you're just going to start to bend left and right knee side to side. And imagine your hands were kind of making a figure eight in the sand or splashing through water. And you're making a figure eight and you're bending your knees side to side and just letting your whole body flow. And then you're going to start to slowly roll up, but continue making that figure eight in front of you. So just coming up off the ground, side to side. And you're just sweeping front and back in front of you, all the way up. Coming, smoothing out all the energy around you. So you come up, inhale, and exhale, let the hands just come down. Great. Let's sit down. Last little moment of meditation. So bring your chair in, hands on the lap, palms up, and close your eyes. Take a deep breath, let it out through the mouth. You can do a couple of those. And then let the breath just be its own natural state. Scanning the body, noticing anywhere you're holding any tension, any stress. See if you can soften. See if you can let go. As you let go, feeling the space around your heart. Getting brighter, stronger, lighter. Bring your hands over your liver, gallbladder. So bring your hands flat over the low ribs on the right side. And it's kind of sending any benefits of the practice to these organs, any gratitude you have for them. And then hands to the heart. And we'll do another hum. And as you hum, imagine the vibration going through the entire body, clearing out anything you no longer need. making room for new growth. Inhale. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any feedback or questions, let me know.